Alright, we already got our mash water ready, so I'm going over my notes so I make sure I give you the right numbers here. Our strike temperature, the hot water inside your mash tun, is 154 degrees. The temperature of our grain is at 81 degrees. When I bring these two items together, we're going to hit our desired strike of 153 degrees. Once we do that, we're going to put the lid on here, we're going to hold it for 1 hour, and carbohydrates are going to convert into sugars. So what we're about to do right now, this is called mashing in or doughing in. We're going to put the grain in. Now the grain has already been milled, and you're going to see me go over this. I'm not going to do it too fast, but not too slow. We have to ensure that all the grain gets wet. So we're going to mash in. Notice that I'm pouring in at a fairly decent rate, but not too fast. If I do this too fast, I'm going to get clumps with grain not getting wet, and that's not going to be effective. We need to make sure that all our grain gets wet. Notice that I'm not going terribly slow either. It has to be at a medium rate to ensure that all the grain gets wet. We don't want to do this slow also because as we're doing this, we're also losing temperature. We don't want to lose temperature because it's very important that our strike water meets the desired temperature that we want. We'll get into some more detail about that a little bit later. Alright, we got all the grain in. Now I'm going to stir him. Notice that I'm gently stirring. I'm not agitating this too much. All I'm doing is just making sure that all the grain is thoroughly wetted. If it's not wet, it's not going to convert. It's not going to make sugar. If it doesn't make sugar, you're not going to end up with good beer. So we already ensured that everything's nice and wet. We're going to cover him up. And we're going to check our temperature here in a couple of minutes. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes. We're going to check our temperature, and what we're going to be checking for is to make sure that all of this system came into equilibrium at 143 degrees F.